Gaming Podcast number 2. Today with me I have Chance,
Hello.
Prometheus,
Hey.
and Sealand.
Hey.
And I'm Dystorm. And here's today's topics. We have Skyrim, Hearthfire, Borderlands Slaughterdome, League of Legends, Controversy, and Blacklight Retribution. First up, we're going to talk about Skyrim's new DLC coming out. Go ahead.
Hey guys, so there's this new Skyrim DLC coming out next September, and it's $5. It's a pretty nice, cheap thing to get. Pretty much it's called Hearthfire. It allows you to buy land, build houses, and also adopt kids. You pretty much just come up with raw materials from the world, build your own houses. First you have to buy the land, which is pretty cool, so you get to choose where you want to build, and then you can build whatever you want there, and then you got to protect it from, say, giants, skeevers or rats, and yeah, it's just something. It's not really quest driven or anything, but it just sounds really cool for somebody who wants to make their own place to hang their trophies and stash all their stolen rare items.
The trophies, I know you can put the pets and stuff on there. Now, if you murder the kids... But no, for $5, I'd say that's worth it. If it was more, probably not. I guess they haven't officially announced the price.
It's $5?
Yeah, well,
That's pretty
400 Microsoft points for the Xbox. That's what it's announced for so far. So $5 is roughly what it's going for.
Yeah. I haven't really played much of Skyrim, but I mean, that's in any game. I think that's really cool to have that customization of anything in the game with like housing, just anything that can, float your own boat kind of thing with how many hours you put into that game. So
yeah, as long as it doesn't become Sims Skyrim edition.
Make your own
kind
family.
of is. Yeah. Well, you can bring in your, like, if you get a spouse in the game, you can bring that in, and then once you have that, you can adopt children, and then you can teach them right and wrong and stuff. So
little Rami guys going around everywhere.
Yeah.
So if I teach them how to murder,
Yeah, can you like induct them into like the Brotherhood or something and just like that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's a lot for $5, but
Mhm. And you you can make like docks and stuff. You can put it next to rivers. You can put it on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
that's pretty sick.
I haven't. I said this before, but I haven't really played much of Skyrim. But I mean, for a game that it's been out for a while, and I always thought it would just die off and like have one expansion or DLC type thing. But I mean, for a game that's been out for that long, there's still a lot of like base behind it. It's pretty amazing what they're doing with it. I'm pretty impressed with it actually. I might have to play it again.
Yeah, I mean, like I played the heck out of Oblivion. I played the heck out of Skyrim. Honestly, I'm just waiting until I'm not bored with it anymore, and I'm just gonna go on ahead and log another 100 hours or so. With the new DLC, I'm just wondering, like, if you already have a save file, and say you've ransacked an entire village, I'm guessing that you won't be able to buy property there.
Yeah,
you have
probably
to
not.
wait to see. There's no way to tell yet. Well, I guess we'll see because it'll come out for Xbox first. But with that, let's move on to the next topic. Alright, next up we have Prometheus with the new Borderlands DLC that was announced, Slaughterdome. I'll let him take it away.
Hey, so Gearbox just announced that Creature Slaughterdome is coming out, which looks pretty sweet. Basically, it's an arena with all the toughest and most elusive monsters on the Borderlands landscape. This is for if you pre-order it. So basically just for all those who haven't pre-ordered it yet, this is a good incentive. All I've heard is pretty good things from it. It basically looks like you and your friends can join up. You get loot and certain things that I don't think you can get other places, although Borderlands, seeing as it's got random loot generator, I don't know how much that is of a big deal. It's just another reason I think I'm going to get this game. I played the heck out of the first one. This one just looks I forget how they worded it, but badass here, I think, was one of the things. I don't know if you guys are planning on getting it or not, but maybe we can run a stream of it. That'd be pretty sweet.
I'll definitely be picking up. I played a lot of the first one. The only thing I heard is that isn't that DLC only for GameStop pre-orders, I believe?
There's a lot, like from what I've read, it seems that they're not sure about that, and they're not sure about whether it'll be accessible if you don't pre-order it. I mean, it must be. You'll just have to pay for it, maybe a bit more.
It looks like, because I'm looking at the Steam one right now, and it's not on there, so it might be from what I thought I saw, it was a GameStop only, which is kind of, but I mean, a lot of people pre-order from there.
Yeah,
the only downside I can see of it is I don't know if you played the one in the original, the Mad Moxie's.
Yeah, the Moxies.
Arena. That wasn't that great, so I'm hoping they'll do something a little better with it, because I know that the other DLCs are a little better, but.
Yeah, I don't actually like GameStop, personally, but we'll see. I've had a lot of problems with them.
Yeah, it seems to just stack problems.
But I don't know. It could just be me. I've had a lot of problems with everyone, so.
Yeah. And I mean, you also get this Moxie's rocket launcher, speaking of that.
I always like
which
rocket
looks
launchers.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
it's nice having that.
why not, right?
Is it like one of those pink rocket launchers you get? It sounds pretty like it should be
it is
pink.
bright red, and it takes up half your screen.
Yeah, it's very big.
Close enough.
Yeah. As a rocket launcher should be.
With that, we're going to move on to the next topic. Alright, next up I'm going to talk about League of Legends. During MLG, the summer match, there was top two teams were disqualified this time due to them breaking the rules, what was said by MLG. Riot did support them. So basically what happened is, during the first match of the finals, they decided to play ARAM, which is all random, all middle. And that's how the first match went. And because of this, they disqualified them. I don't really get why. I don't really agree with it, because they didn't not play the game. They just played it different.
Yeah, like
they just didn't play it to the
between
normal.
feeding and kind of just having your fun with the game. That's a bit repetitive on its own.
I mean, I understand that they are playing for lots of money and they're supposed to entertain the crowd, but wouldn't people think that would be something entertaining?
That's something very different.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. You'd think that either you get some laughs out of it or just something, you know. I guess they got what they were kind of looking for with attention, but I mean the wrong attention. So it's kind of weird to see. But I mean, I think that's a little harsh to kick them out of the tournament because of they weren't hacking. They weren't. I don't know. Like
it's an odd one, yeah, definitely. Riot supported the decision, so there. I can kind of see where they're coming from, because MLG is supposed to be, you know, pro gaming, a big competitive thing, and that's what they want. Whereas doing ARAM is not really that competitive. It's kind of a luck thing, depending on your team in that. So that's the only reason I can really think of how they could justify it. But
yeah, but the thing is, like, you could say that with a lot of things, especially with StarCraft. Well, I guess with Naniwal's situation when he pro-brushed MC, I think it was, he got in a lot of shit with that. But I mean, at the same time, that's in my opinion, two separate levels of just making fun of them, right? Because I mean, they were still gonna play the game, from what I hear, right? So I'm just not in the sense that most people were thinking. But I guess with what Naniwal did is he just didn't want to play the game at all. He just made a fool of himself and I think the whole MLG kind of tournament in general, right? When he kind of just throws it away like that, he's just saying that this MLG is shit and I don't want to play it. So I can see why they would do that for him, but yeah, I don't know. That's a little bit weird in my opinion.
I think it could still fall along the same lines. It's just it seems it's a hard one. I think it could go either way. I can see why they did it, but it's still. I mean, it's not like they weren't trying, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I could bad talk them all day, but at the same time, like, I'm not in their shoes, so I'm sure they have some reasoning behind it.
Yeah. Well, with that, we'll move on to the next topic. Alright, last up, we're going to talk a bit about Blacklight Retribution, the pros versus cons of the mechanics. Chance is going to take that one away.
Hello. I have been playing the crap out of this game for 4 days now, playing around with all the systems that they added. yeah, I have some pros and cons for you guys. The things that I've been thinking about, like with the unique HRV they added, which is basically like a temporary wall hack. It it's interesting with that because like it basically it allows you to see your opponents from anywhere on the map, but at the same time you lose most of your perception of the terrain. You can't shoot, and it is on a cooldown. I'll give them that. That's a cool way to implement it. At the same time, I almost think that it ruins the game to a sense because most of the games is based around like reaction time and knowing the map and knowing where everybody is type thing. I mean, they don't have a mini-map type thing, so you can't see that. But I don't know. I guess it brings a different twist, but at the same time, I'm used to the games like Counter-Strike and stuff like that, so I personally think it ruins the game. So I mean, that is a pretty big con to me. But I mean, the pros are, I guess, how they implemented it is a cool way to implement it if they were going to implement it in any other way. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I know Miles has played a little bit of it. I don't know how much you guys have played.
From what I've played, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of things that I had to get used to, which means they're definitely trying new stuff, and maybe that's just what this is. I mean, it's not released yet, so they might tamper with it. I'm sure they will. But maybe that's the thing. Like, they don't want it to be like Call of Duty, like all the other FPSs out there. They want it to have its kind of own brand and feel. And
Yeah.
they might just be saying, oh, what do you guys think about this? They'll probably get some feedback on it and improve. And I don't really have a problem with it. I haven't played too much of it, but from what I've seen, it's
Yeah.
progress.
I mean, they've added a lot of things different from, I mean, Call of Duties and Counter-Strikes. I mean, their graphics are really good. Everything is fully customizable, weapons, gear, equipment. It's a fast-paced game. There are unique items that you can get in the game, such as hard suits and stuff like that, which brings a twist to it. It does make it a lot more interesting and fun. But I mean, like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of instant kills. Like, you just turn around a corner and die, which I think is really frustrating for some people. And especially like the no matchmaking system right now. Like you just go up against randoms. And I mean, if you're a competitive gamer, then it's almost redundant to play the game. If you're playing by yourself, at least. I mean, play with friends is fun, but yeah, I don't know.
I think with the
Yeah, I'm sure certainly if you play Halo and then you play this game, you're gonna feel pretty flimsy. But I don't know. It's fun. It's got its own brand again, and why not?
Well, I think their goal with this was to eliminate campers, as well as keep the action going, so that you're not just looking for people. You're not all running in a circle and nobody's actually finding each other. You see them, you go for them type thing, and so there's not going to be one guy sitting in the corner killing everyone who comes by, because if he does that, you're going to know he's there, and you're just going to pop around and shoot him right in the head.
Yeah, and I've had it for times I used it, and then I see him right beside me, and like a wall beside me, just staring at me through the wall, and it's just like, oh, hi there. So, and there's times where I've used it at wrong times, and I can't shoot, so they just shoot me. So I mean, I guess there's a skill cap to it to a certain extent, but
It's something different, and I mean, you're also looking at a market that has games like Team Fortress 2 and a lot of other things, so it's cool to see them doing something different that no one else has done quite the same that I can think of recently.
yeah, they're definitely a unique company for sure. I mean, especially since it's free to play. Just download it off of Steam and it's free to play. It's pretty amazing, the kind of customization you can get. I mean, since it's free to play, it's to buy permanent weapons is very expensive. They kind of are leaning towards you to get permanent weapons to buy it with real money. So I mean, that's a downfall too.
But they do have to make money.
Yep.
I think with that, we'll wrap this up. That was the TZG Podcast number 2. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, post, comments. Visit our website at tier0gaming.com and check out some of our other videos. We have 20 questions with some people while they're playing a game and see if they can get through them, how fast. Other than that, we're out.
Love you.
Bye.